Good luck. After more than a decade out of the spotlight, No Doubt are back with a new album and a new single.
They dropped in last week to talk about reuniting, recording new music and, of course, reminiscing.
Don't speak, I know what you're thinking. I don't need your reasons. Don't tell me 'cause it hurts. Hey baby, hey. Girls say, hey baby, hey. Don't really love it underneath it all. Hey, in line and settle down.
Hello guys, welcome to This Morning. This is great, seeing you guys back together. It's been, what has it been, like 10 years? Over a decade? The album here, this is what everybody's been waiting for, push and shove. What was the decision to get back together? Because you had the tour, so was that kind of the catalyst?
We actually never were apart. I mean, we always planned to do another record. We had been, you know, working since we were like kids, and it's not work, 'cause it was really fun, but I think we got a little burnout after Rocksteady, and we said, let's take a little break. That's when I said, I want to make a dance record, which was like really inspired by a lot of stuff that Tony turned me on to, music that he grew up on, because I was like really into ska music and the whole British invasion and all that stuff, and Tony was really into like Lisa Cult Jam and Prince and The Time, and it was like the dance music of then. So I made those records.
So, but it seemed like, as you say, it didn't ever stop, but there was definitely a pause. There was, right, okay, let's just leave it for a while and refresh and regroup.
There was a pause, and we had talked about making another record. We just didn't know how long it was going to take in between. Yeah. And you know, the one thing I think people don't really realize is we saw each other quite often. I mean, we all started having families, and so there's kids' birthday parties, and our birthday parties, and we're hanging out, and so it was a few years off, and then we got back together and started working on the record.
When you get back together again, is there a real comfort in that? Because there are loads of bands who've been together for a long time, and it just explodes.
Yeah, it's true. I think we've been together, like Gwen said, since we were kids. So there is this chemistry. We're such good friends, and there's so much like camaraderie. And in some ways, when we were younger, everything was so intense, and all the little things were so important. And now that we have kids and our priorities change a little bit, we're like a lot more easier with each other, and the small things have kind of faded away, the small issues, you know.
You tried to write this album back in 2008 and it didn't quite work out then. Why was that? What's different now?
Well, I had just come off of like 106 shows, and I had just the month I got home, I got pregnant with the second baby. So I had gotten pregnant, went on tour pregnant, and then had the baby, went on tour. It was crazy. I nursed the first baby for like 14 months on tour, like doing shows. And the month I got home, I got pregnant with Zuma. And that was the month we were going to get together to start to write the record. And I was just a bit depleted. I was like, I don't know. Like, I really thought, oh, perfect, I'll be pregnant, I'll write the record. It didn't happen. So took a break, had the baby, and then even after that, we couldn't write. It was just really hard. And that's when we went on tour. So we went on tour, and that really like re-inspired us, and just it helped calm me down to think, okay, I don't have to be in such a rush. I was just like, I was feeling like I had to hurry up.
Do you put a lot of pressure on yourself? Because I mean, you sound like you do everything. You've got the mum, and you've got, you know, your work and all of that. It sounds like you're taking a lot on.
Well, I didn't plan, like, you know, you don't plan for it to all happen at one time. Like 10 years ago, I said, oh, I want to start a clothing line, like, so I can do something creative when I'm not, like, when I have my kids and I can be home and I won't really be doing music. And then here we are, we're doing like everything at one time. I'm like, ah! So no, it's super hard. Every day is a challenge, and I don't know, like, it doesn't work out most days, but some days it does.
It's funny because there are so many bands, and we've met so many bands here who have had that really intense, fiery stuff, and the music's been great, but it's a wonder they didn't ever kill each other. Right. And then they look back on that, having grown up and got kids and got families, and look back at it and think, you know, we're enjoying it more now than we did then.
Yeah, sometimes I don't know what was better though, the first 9 years before we had the commercial success, or that, you know, after that first 10 years was like amazing. That was super fun because we were so young and we were just like, we weren't doing it for any other reason than it was like what we did, but you know, for procrastination from our other lives. Like it was the fun part of our life, you know.
But also, what must be nice now is that not only have you carried with you the fans from right back at the beginning, there's going to be a whole new generation of fans who'll be listening to this album and then we'll go back on the old stuff and go, that was all pretty cool too. You're going to be performing for us a little bit later. You're going to be doing Settle Down, and that's from the album. Is it kind of classic, no doubt? Is it what we'd expect, or are we going to be surprised?
Wow.
I think it is actually. It's weird because that song kind of rose to the top to be the first single, and you know we don't really know what's going to happen as far as singles goes. Like it kind of we have say, but it's interesting that one ended up being the first one because I feel like it is really familiar for people. A good way to kind of like get them back into it, and then the record kind of goes all over the place, like all our records have.
Well, so what about your solo career then? Because you actually said that you never meant those albums to be taken seriously. I don't know whether that's true or not, but it's a hell of a thing to say.
Well, I was doing it more like an art project, like I don't know, like it kind of spiraled out of control as far as like what it turned into, but. No, it was supposed to be like your guilty pleasure album, you know, like a fun, you know, not to be, like, dance songs don't have a real deep meaning in them. I'm not like, you know, putting my whole life on display in a dance song, you know what I mean? So I meant it more like that. It was just supposed to be for fun.
So now that art project is done and successful, would you play again in that area, or are you just quite happy that this is what it is now?
I feel like I can't even think beyond today. Like I'm so in the moment of enjoying right now, and it was such a hard record to make that to get to this point where it actually is coming out and we're going to share it with people, it just feels so good. I don't even want to think about what I would do. You know, that would overwhelm me. I have so much going on, but yeah, I think right now we're just going to try. I think the whole goal would be to go on tour and go places that we've never been and just play tons of shows.
Top of the list? Where have you never been that you want to go to?
Oh man, there's so many places.
So many places.
Well, we have been to India, but we always talk about going back to India. We had some great shows there in 1997.
And Russia. We've been to Russia, but I'd like to go do a real show.
Well, good luck, guys. It's nice to see you
so much.
Thank you.
Welcome back, although you were never away. But thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, good to see them together again, and we'll be hearing them perform Settle Down from the new album at the end of the show.
Coming up, do you prefer your spam out of a tin rather than sent by text?
Neither.
Oh, I like spam.
Do you like spam?
Yeah, I like a bit of spam.
Corned beef in a tin, yes. Spam, not
Corned
so
beef
much.
is all right. What about tongue? Like a bit of tongue?
No, thank you very much.
You're not an awful girl, are you?
No, I am not.
No. Anyway, we digress. Help is at hand. Our consumer expert, Alexis Conrad, is here next with details of how you can make your spam go away. Not to be missed after the break.